Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have Sports News episode 46. So before I start, episode 46 was supposed to be posted yesterday, which was Tuesday, and the day I always do sports news. However, due to technical difficulties, it is not being recorded and posted until Wednesday, July 14th. But there's still lots of news to cover, so let's dive right in. So, Johnny Juzang withdraws from the NBA draft. I think this means UCLA will be a extremely dangerous team looking to go on another run in the NCAA tournament. However, but I think they will be as a very high seed, either 1, 2, or 3. I don't think they're going to be a Cinderella team like 2021. Jason Tatum doesn't play last night for UCLA. No, sorry, Team USA, not UCLA. Jason Tatum didn't play for Team USA last night in their win against Argentina. He was out with a knee injury. They beat Argentina 108-80, and that comes after Team USA had 2 consecutive losses in just exhibition games. They lost to Nigeria 90-87 on Saturday, and on Monday they lost to Australia 91-83. Kawhi Leonard has surgery to repair his partially torn ACL, which was in his right knee. So that is the reason Leonard did not play in the Western Conference Finals. So, the last thing for the NBA, or basketball, because Team USA isn't in the NBA. The NBA Finals, Giannis Antetokounmpo has 41 points and leads the Bucks to a Game 3, 120-100 win over the Phoenix Suns to cut the series deficit to 2-1. Now Giannis and the Bucks have cut the series to 2-1. I think the Suns will still win in 6 games, with the Suns winning tonight. So Game 4 is tonight in Milwaukee. I think Suns win Game 4, Bucks win Game 5, Suns win Game 6. In the NHL, the Tampa Bay Lightning defeat the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup Final in 5 games. Goalie Andrei Vasilevskiy is the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, which is the playoff MVP. The Lightning had 2 key players play through major injuries. Nikita Kucherov played through a broken rib, and defenseman Victor Hedman played through a torn meniscus, and he's expected to be ready for next season. Pekka Rinne retires after 13 seasons, all with the Predators. He was 38 years old when he retired. Zach Parise and Ryan Suter are both bought out by the Wild. They both had 4 years left on their contract. They can sign with another team. They're obviously 2 separate players. So whatever the direction they decide to go, they can sign with another team starting July 28th. So exactly 2 weeks from today. Next season, the NHL plans to return to its normal format with 82 games in normal divisions. They may or may not allow players to play in the Olympics. In 2018, they did not. I think the NHL should allow the players to play in the Olympics. And the Olympics we're talking about are the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, China. Duncan Keith was traded to the Oilers. So he is on the older side. He will turn 38 on Friday. So the Blackhawks traded the defenseman to the Oilers for defenseman Caleb Smith, a 2022 conditional pick in the draft, and the Blackhawks are also receiving a minor league forward. So, news in the MLB. Major League Baseball is likely to drop the extra innings rule and the 7-inning doubleheader rule. So they will make doubleheaders 9 innings, which I think they shouldn't have made them 7 innings this season, only last year. And I also think they should have changed the rules for stuff like no-hitters and records, because the MLB rulebook says the no-hitter must be at least 9 innings, and you can't throw a 9 inning no hitter unless the game goes into extra innings in this case, which just doesn't make sense. So, and there's been 2 no hitters thrown in a 7 inning game. So I'm glad they're making the doubleheaders 9 innings again. So that's most likely going to start next year. Hasn't been confirmed, but most likely to. And the extra innings rule, which is when runners start every extra inning on second base, that will be either modified or removed. I'm not a fan of the rule. Um, I think if they want to have something like that, not do it to like the 12th or 13th inning, but so I would like to see it implemented starting in the 13th inning. The All-Star game was last night. The American League won by a final score of 5-2. That was their 8th straight All-Star game win in a row. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hits a 468-foot bomb and also wins MVP. Shohei Ohtani also, he played two-way in the All-Star game. He started the game throwing a perfect first inning, and he went 0 for 2 at the plate. Home Run Derby was 2 nights ago. The results of the first round, Trey Mancini defeats Matt Olson 24-23. These are home runs, 24 home runs to 23 home runs. Trevor Story beats Joey Gallo 20-19. Pete Alonso sets a first round record 35 home runs and defeats Salvador Perez 28 home runs. And Juan Soto hits 31 home runs and goes a perfect 3 for 3 on a swing off to defeat Shohei Ohtani 31-28. Trey Mancini moves on to the final with a win over Trevor Story 13-12, and Pete Alonso beats Juan Soto 16-15. In the final, Pete Alonso beats Trey Mancini 23-22. Alonso successfully defends his home run derby title, and he was the defending champ because there was no home run derby or all-star game in 2020. He was the 2019 winner. Padres pitcher Daniel Camarena hits a home run and for his first MLB hit. Now, it wasn't just any home run, it was a grand slam. And it was a grand slam off one of the best pitchers in baseball, Max Scherzer. So how crazy is that to have your first MLB hit be a home run, which is a grand slam, off one of the best pitchers in the game, Max Scherzer? That's crazy. And it wasn't just a pointless grand slam, because the Padres did come back to win the game. So when he hit the grand slam, it cut the deficit to 8-6, and the Padres went on to win the game. One of the biggest and best, not biggest, but like biggest names in baseball, and one of the best players in baseball, Ronald Acuna Jr., will miss the remainder of the season with a torn ACL. So a massive blow for the Braves. Already not playing that well this season. So now this is really going to make it a lot harder for the Braves to make the playoffs. The Braves are actually under 500 right now. So that's not very good for the Braves because they're like the Yankees this year. They on paper, they have one of the best rosters, yet they're not performing well. The best teams and the worst teams. The best teams, the Giants 57-32, Dodgers 56-35, and White Sox 54-35. The worst teams, the Pirates 34-56. The Orioles 28-61, and the Diamondbacks 26-66. So some soccer news now. Euro 2020, the final was on Sunday. Italy defeated England in a penalty shootout to win Euro 2020. It was a great game against England. England scored the fastest goal ever in Euro history in the finals. It was in the second minute. The game was 1-1 at the end of regulation, and Italy won 3-2 on penalties. So now, with England, they missed 3 straight penalties. So to start it off, Harry Kane and Harry Maguire both made their penalties. So apparently, to make your penalty for England, your first name had to be Harry. Um, but so I think England should have had Raheem Sterling take the last penalty instead of the teenager they had take the last penalty, because Sterling is an experienced player. And another thing I think England did right, even though they didn't win, was they brought on two players at the very end of extra time that are good at taking penalties, even though they both missed their shots. Copa America, Argentina beats Brazil to win Copa America. It's Lionel Messi's first international trophy with the senior team at Argentina. And more Lionel Messi stuff. He signed a 5-year contract with Barcelona. So, that's it for this video. However, I do have one announcement to make. After this video is posted, shortly after, stick around and look for a video about, I will be doing a video today about a first half recap and a bold and predictions and a preview for the second half of the 2021 MLB season. So make sure you look for that. Thank you for watching. Oh, I put that link in the description. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you later today for my predictions for the second half of the MLB season.